right. Welcome, everybody. This is Keck with the Mag 5, joined by my team here, Bridget, Terry, Jackie, and Jean. And we are super excited that you guys have chosen to spend some time with us today on day 2 of our Create a Successful Membership Site Around Your Passion Challenge. I know you guys have passions. Let's monetize it, right? So today we're excited to be able to hear from Terry, but before she starts, it's just cool to know that with Builderall, we do have a global reach, and it's always fun to see who's with us from where. So if you could, just in the chat, just type in where you're from, and we'll see how far our reach goes today. But we're excited today to get into the meat and potatoes of this. Yesterday was kind of an introduction to this membership sites challenge, and we're excited to pass it off to Terry this afternoon to continue on, and I guess we'll do that right now. So Terry, take it away.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. It's so exciting. It's so exciting to be here with you. And we have really got a lot of stuff to cover today because Keck brought us so much wonderful information yesterday, all about membership areas. And if you're brand new or have not seen Builderall, you may not know that Builderall has everything you need to really make any kind of membership area work for you and build your business and your brand. So today what we're going to do is we're going to really get down in and ask some really good questions about whether or not a membership area built around your brand is right for you. Now, if you ask me, I would say, yes, it is, because it's such a powerful strategy for monetizing and building your brand, no matter what you're doing. But these are important questions that you're going to want to ask as we move through this training, because it's going to help you determine exactly the kind of pathway that you're going to want to take. So before we get started, I want to ask you all to make sure you've got something that you can take some notes on. It's going to be really important. So make sure you got that paper and pencil. I'm going to share my screen now. I hope everyone's hearing me okay. Let me see.
Sounds terrific, Terry.
Awesome. Let's see. Let me make sure I've got the right presentation pulled up and share my screen. All right, now you should be seeing a slide that says, create a successful membership site around your passion. Is a membership area right for you? Day 2. Have we got that, guys?
We got it.
Right. Yay. All right. For those of you that, don't know, my name is Terry Stevenson. I'm the product launch specialist and part of this awesome Mag 5 team. And I just wanted to make sure that if you're brand new to this training, that you know that I work with the best team on the planet. And we're really excited about bringing this to you because it's such a powerful way to build your business. Now, get out that paper and pencil, because now I want you to, as we move through some questions, these questions are about, is a membership website a good fit for you? I really want you to, at least as we're asking the questions the first time you hear them, if something comes to your mind, I'd like you to write that down. Sometimes the first things that pop into our mind when we're sorting out and mind mapping ideas can really provide valuable insights as we move through the process. And I'm not going to say you're going to want to stop there. There are going to be plenty of questions and you might want to revisit it at a later time, but this first impression could be valuable information for you, so have that handy. Let's start with 4 great questions I want you to ask before we even delve into what we're going to need to know. First of all, will people pay you for your expertise. Now, this is something that I think that is really important for us to consider. You know, if you're new to Builderall, you might not have heard Shelley tell the story of her book about teaching people how to train a goldfish. Now, who would ever know or think that an idea like that could actually be monetized, or somebody would want to pay for that kind of expertise? So allow your mind to be free here and jot down maybe your initial ideas. But when we get down to the bottom line, remember, we're always going to be asking, will people pay you for your expertise? Do you love being online and active in a community? This is going to be really important, because if you're building a membership site, you're going to be spending a lot of time engaging with other people. You're going to be sitting online a good bit of the time, unless you have a whole team of people. And if you're just starting out, that's likely not true at this time anyway. So you're really going to want to make sure you like being online. Now, there are many ways people participate online. So, like, I would consider myself, generally, I'm a bit of a lurker and observer. I will get engaged in a group or a community where I'm not known yet, but generally I stand back and I'll watch and observe, and then I'll get engaged. But then I also know other people that love being online, and they're going to engage every time. So just be aware of that as you're sorting out these questions. These are going to be important things that you're going to need to consider as you decide what kind of membership site is going to be right for you and your business. Here's the big question. What is the purpose of your membership site? Now, of course, we're not talking about the bottom line of monetizing it for your business at this point, or building your brand authority. I want you to think about the purpose of service that you are providing to the community. You cannot build a community without that element of service or benefit to the community itself. So that makes sense. You're always going to have to come back to the purpose of the membership site and the benefits it's serving in the community you're attempting to build. Another important question: how can I elevate my business with a membership site? Now, this is a very general question, and there are many different ways to do that, of course. But if you're going to be building this membership site to elevate your brand or monetize, you're going to want to think of all the options about how it fits for your business. How will a membership site elevate your standing in the community? Perhaps your visibility in a niche. Whatever that is true for you, you're going to want to keep these 4 questions in mind as you move through the training today. Let me make sure I can do this. Let's talk about the benefits of building a membership site around your brand. We're going to talk about the benefits and the drawbacks, but right now let's just focus on those benefits. And of course, at the top of the list, in my opinion anyway, is you can deliver more focused value to your audience in a membership site. Having a membership site gives you that ability to really get deep down into the solutions that you're going to be providing for your members. So it's a really important to keep that at the top of your list, always focusing back on that value. It also is a great way to increase the impact of your message. I was thinking about the impact of being able to claim membership in, I think Harley Davidson motorcycles is a perfect example. They have a membership, a Harley lifestyle membership site, and it is an elite program. And that just being a member of that program elevates the message of what it means to be a Harley Davidson rider. It really focuses that brand authority in a very specific way. So there's all kinds of ways you can craft and elevate the impact of whatever message you're trying to deliver. And that may be an educational message. It may be a product sales message. It also might be a community-based message. Whatever that message is, you can increase the impact of your message through a well-run and functioning membership site that is delivering valuable solutions to its audience. You're also able to generate recurring revenue for your business. And of course, this is a big one. This is really why most businesses will take a serious look at adding a membership program to their business if they don't already have one. Recurring revenue gives you that ability to add that passive income, and then that you can build on, that once you, as long as it's moving and everything's running well and you keep that membership alive, then you've got that coming in as a recurring income. And there's no better example than that, in my opinion, than the Builderall membership. I know that I would gladly pay the membership fee just for the community alone, just for the community, let alone the education or the value in the tools and all the things that I can do with it. So these are, and once you have that recurring revenue built into your business, then you can really scale it. So that's the big one, I think. Of course, it also builds credibility. It builds a huge amount of expertise, brand visibility. The more people in your membership site that are finding solutions, receiving the value of the content that you're using in your membership site, only goes to boost your brand credibility. And that is at the heart and core of any type of digital marketing strategy. You have to have that like, know, and trust factor and begin to build upon it. So these are really some of the most important benefits that in the membership site. Now let's talk about some of the drawbacks, because of course there are drawbacks and you need to be aware of these before you start building. First of all, there's a heavy workload pre-launch. Building out a membership site takes time, and you really have to take the time to think it through clearly and know what you're building before you launch it. This isn't something that you just build in pieces. It has to flow from one end to the other. Now, there are ways you can stage building a membership site, but know ahead of time there's a heavy workload even before you launch. If you're willing to put in the work, it is really a great way to build at least a beginning membership site and then build it out over time. A great example of that is building your team membership sites for your affiliate marketing. You may be a brand new affiliate, whether it's an affiliate with Builderall or an affiliate with any other product. If you're an affiliate and you're building an affiliate network, you're going to want to share valuable information with your team. And if you're brand new, you have to start somewhere. So build what you need to get started ahead of time as best as you're able, and make sure you gauge and put in that time, you schedule in that time, and know up front there will be a lot of building before you launch. Another drawback is once you launch it, you can't turn it off. There's no off button in a membership site. Now that can really present some problems if you're not ready for it. We live in a global community, and that's one of the advantages of digital marketing. There's always somebody there, and you can make money while you sleep, but that means you also have to be serving while you sleep. So you're going to have to think about how you're going to manage delivering the content and the value in your membership site, and how you're going to handle being able to step away or keep that engine running while you step away. Because once you launch it, it's on. Now let's say, okay, I know that it's going to be a lot of work, Terry. And yes, I know that once I launch it, it's on and I'm going to have to be there. But I'm excited about this. I want to do it. I'm really excited. So let's do this. Now let's talk about choosing the niche for your membership site. Is there an existing audience for your niche market? This is really important information to consider. Pardon me, I think I need a little bit of a sip of a tea here. You need to really think about if there is the niche that you're looking for. So as you're working through this strategy today, I'm assuming that you might have a little bit of an idea of what kind of a niche you might be looking for. If you're looking for a business niche or a health niche, health niche, or whatever it may be, just think about it. Is there already an existing niche for this market? Do I have the skills and knowledge to offer the target audience? Now, this is an important question, and I'm not going to say that it disqualifies you if you feel like you don't have the skills and knowledge to be of complete value to your target audience. Ask the questions and understand that if you need more skills and need more knowledge, you're going to want to have somebody on your team or within the membership site that can step up to that level and help you provide that value, or you're going to have to get them. These are really important things to consider when you're thinking about whatever niche you've chosen. I may decide, I'm a quilter, so I might decide, okay, I'm going to, put out I'm going to have a quilting site, but I don't know anything about long arm quilting machines. I'm going to need to either learn about it, because that's a big topic in that niche, or I'm going to have to find somebody that already knows what I don't and incorporate them into the and use them as a resource for the value I need to supply to my target audience. So that's a really important question, but don't let it stop you from pursuing your passion. If it's your passion, that just gives you another reason to learn more and know where you need to learn more, and then find somebody to help you learn more. The next thing is, do you have the determination and dedication to build on the long term? If you're building a membership site around your brand and you're wanting to build something that's going to last and continue to provide an income for you, or eventually sell the membership site, like Keck mentioned yesterday, down the road, you're going to really need to be determined and dedicated to building for the long term. It isn't something that you build it once, turn it on, and it's done. So these are very important questions to consider at this point. So before we move on to the next part of the presentation, I'd like you to recap this and realize here, when you're thinking about your niche, I want you to consider these 3 questions. First of all, you're going to list your ideas. I want you to look into that particular idea and see what's out there, what kind of offers are being made. You're going to look and see what's already being done, if you can find anything like that, and then rank them in, and give them assign them a value. If you have a very, very small niche that you're interested in, that you might be passionate about, but it doesn't really look like there's much of a market, you might want to consider your second favorite niche, and that has much more of a target audience to launch with, and then target down and reach out some of those smaller subsets that you are perhaps more passionate about. The important thing is, list all of your ideas and do your research. Don't think that you know, and then rank them and be very specific until you can, what we call, niche down to that very specific target market that you're going to be really effective in. Choose the niche that you're passionate and knowledgeable about, but make sure that this is a niche that has that's going to be willing to pay for it. It really isn't going to help you to offer a wonderful a membership site to somebody that perhaps really needs it if they are totally unwilling to pay for it and monetize it. So that's not, we have to keep that goal in mind. Focus on providing the solutions. That is the driving point, and the driving, that's what drives and brings people in to your membership site. They're getting value, they're getting solutions, and let that remain at the focus of all the content and what is being poured into your membership site as you develop it throughout the entire process. Now we're going to talk just a little bit about pricing. Boy, there's all kinds of pricing options that you can choose when it comes to your membership site. So here are just a few of the questions that you'll consider. What type of pricing option do you want to use for your membership site? Is there a target price range that you're looking for? Are you looking for a high ticket item for your membership site? Or instead, are you bringing people in to your membership site for free and then using the membership area as a way of monetizing by offering sales in the back end? These are the kinds of strategy questions that you'll want to get very, very clear before you start building. Otherwise, you're going to probably find, oh, I think it'd be better if I did it this way in the middle of building, and you have to rebuild. So this is a great way to try to get as clear as you can. It'll probably happen anyway, but get as clear as you can up front and figure out exactly what kind of strategy I'm using. Like I said, is it a free site that anybody can get into, but then you opt in to different levels? Or is it a free site with a lot of products available in the back end where you can retarget? These are the kinds of questions that you want to ask. Oops. How does your membership site deliver the value it's giving to its members? Here's where you really have to consider, okay, how are they going to get what I'm giving them? Are they going to come to a membership site and are they going to download a digital product? Are they going to be part of a membership site and come to a physical location like a gym or a meditation studio? Are they going to come to a membership site and opt in and have coaching calls scheduled at certain intervals? Or are they going to join your membership site and they'll get a free webinar every week and learn something specific? How you deliver your content is going to also be an important question before you begin to build your membership pages out, as well as in some cases actually build the product itself. How much do you want to make from your membership site? Now, here's where you really need to get realistic. And what's the goal? And I'm not telling you not to dream big, because I believe that membership sites are a perfect way to dream as big as you'd like to dream. Membership sites, as long as you are building value and delivering that value, once you have it working and you're in that delivery mode and building that credibility, you can scale it at that point. So don't be afraid to dream big, just be realistic. Let's take a look at a realistic revenue goal here. For example, if you want to do $40,000 per month, how am I going to do it? You could do it with one subscription for a $40,000 price tag. And we do know people and entrepreneurs that do that all the time. We could also choose to do 1,000 members paying $10 a week, or a 1,000 members paying $40 a month, or 1,100 new members committed to paying you $37 a year. So there are different pricing scenarios that can help you get to that goal of $40,000 per month. Another important, go ahead.
Sorry, you muted for just a second, but you're back.
Okay, good. Oh my goodness. Okay, is it possible to grow a member base of this magnitude? Yes, It is. It is definitely possible to grow a member base of this magnitude. It's a trial and error process before you figure out the right price and the right strategy, but it is possible. And here at Builderall, we know it's possible because we've seen it happen. We have over 1 million, I think, subscribers, members worldwide, and that's a lot of people. So I think that you can see, if we had looked at that 10 years ago when Eric Salgado first started working on this, or longer perhaps, we would have gone, he was told many times, oh, no, this can't be done. But hey, look at us now. Look at us now, and the best is yet to come. So don't be afraid to look at numbers like that and understand that, yes, that's why it's very, very valuable to spend the time, spend the care to provide those solutions and the value for your membership as you build it and keep it going, because you can reach those kinds of numbers. Now, what's the cost? Here's another great question. What's the cost of creating the content that you're offering in terms of effort and time? You know, we know one thing as entrepreneurs, it's usually either going to cost you time or it's going to cost you money. And when you're talking about generating content, you need to consider the time that it takes to generate good quality content of value, and either pay that time yourself or hire somebody else to do it. So these are great questions you're going to really need to evaluate as you begin, before you begin actually putting your pages in your site. What is the cost of the content that you're offering? What's already being done by our competitors? Pardon me. What are your competitors charging their members? And take a look when you're doing your research. You're going to want to look at what they're offering, what the members are getting, and what value, how it compares to the value that you're going to be offering. Now, here's a really big one, and I love this one. What's the financial or emotional value of the results that members are going to get by becoming a member in your membership site? And a lot of times, you know, we tend to forget about that. And it's easy sometimes to forget about it in Builderall, because we just stay in a perpetual state of excitement around here with all the value we get. I think it's really hard to remember that, oh yeah, we get this every day. Not everybody does. What is the emotional value and the financial value and the results that you're going to get right away when somebody joins your site? These emotional values and financial values for the end user are the results. Those solutions are the things that you're going to want to be focused on. So clearly identify those before, when you begin the process, and you'll be able to hone into that and build your brand and membership a lot more quickly. What target audience do you want to attract and serve on your membership site? This is an important question. It's one thing to think, well, I just want everybody, but unfortunately, we can't be everything to everybody right away. It's always wise to create that avatar and focus in on that avatar, that specific target audience that you're wanting to, first of all, attract, and then provide those solutions for. as you begin to provide those solutions for, develop that like, know, and trust factor, then you can begin to branch out and try to, pick up more of those niches, those other avatars that are out there. So it's always better to come and really get focused on being specific about who you are initially trying to attract. And the operative word in this question is serve. It's always a matter of service when you are asking people to come into a membership site. Even if they're paying, especially when they're paying for it, but anytime they come into a membership site, how much personal access are you going to offer your members? Now, this is something that I think a lot of people forget to ask until all of a sudden they find themselves bombarded from all different areas about people reaching out for personal favors, personal access for you directly. So ask the questions before you launch. How will somebody reach you as the entrepreneur, as the business owner, as the person that, yes, the buck does stop there. You are responsible, but are you going to give them personal access to you? Now, it may be part of it may be the prime spoke and the prime product in your membership site. Perhaps your membership site is personal access to you. So these areas all have to be clearly defined as you really think out how you're going to structure your membership site and how you're going to engage and serve. Remember, it's always back to service, how you're going to serve your community. Now, what is the profit margin you expect to make after deducting those costs? Keep in mind, if you're running some math and trying to think, okay, I need, like 1,000 subscribers or members to make that $40,000 a month, and then I can go to the beach and I'm just going to let it make money for me. Well, don't forget, you still have to pay whoever's answering the phone. You still have to pay whoever is creating your content, whoever is engaging and keeping that membership site going. There are costs involved in running the membership site, and that comes down to time or money. Don't forget, you have to take that out to just deduct your costs. Oops. Yeah. And then there's the churn rate. That's the rate at which you lose members. And a lot of times we don't like to talk about that. We don't like to think about that. But that is, it's a reality. And it doesn't matter how good and successful your membership site is. It's always in a state of flow. The longer a member stays, the more money you're going to make from them. That only makes sense, right? So you're going to want to become very familiar with the churn rate. You're going to, pardon me. Oh, well, I lost my mouse again. Want to target your least engaged members individually. This is one strategy. If you notice somebody's kind of like fading away into the background, or especially if you have a smaller membership area or a subset in your membership area, if you notice somebody's not engaging, that's a strategy. You might want to go in and touch base with them. Remember, people want that service. They want that like, know, and trust factor. So one way to reduce that churn rate, those dropping off, is to track and make sure you know if somebody's, really been inactive for, 3 months. Then you're going to want to come back in and speak with them and engage with them personally. Another way to reduce your churn rate is to target your most engaged members. And they're the ones that are going to be more likely to buy your upsells anyway. We're going to focus most of our attention. We talked about that in a meeting last week. 80% of our attention and focus needs to be on those that are engaged. But we don't want to forget, we do want to reach back and engage with those that are perhaps waning a little bit too. Another way to reduce that churn rate, somebody falling off and dropping out of your membership rate, is to offer a member a reason to stay by giving them just something special, a discount or a promo. Sometimes that's all you need to do. And, I spent, I think, 35, 40 years in the restaurant industry. Restaurants do it all the time. If you have a problem with your meal or anything, that's going to be the first thing they're going to do to try to make it up to you. They're going to offer you a discount or an entirely free meal to keep you in their membership club of coming back to their restaurant and dining with them. So don't be afraid to do that. And it's a great way to reduce your churn rate. You can also focus on customers' needs and offer them a solution. Just offer them a solution. Sometimes when somebody is not engaging or drops out of a membership, it may be something that you're just not aware of. And who knows, it may be an easy fix. It may be a solution that we can keep them engaged in the membership, but you don't know that until you ask. And so if you go reach back to that member who is now not engaged or has dropped out of your program, focus on what they need, and if possible, maybe offer them a solution that will help. Sometimes you're not going to be able to. Sometimes you just are not going to be able to. But as long as you are reaching back with a real service intention in your heart, really trying to find them those solutions that they need to continue, that can just really make all the difference in the world, even if they cannot at this time remain a member in your group. It's really going to build your like, know, and trust factor, and you're going to learn something too. Now we're going to talk about how to really get down to some nitty-gritty here and choose that niche for your membership site. Remember, your site is always going to revolve around one primary niche and solve the problems of those target audience members. So you need to have enough knowledge about what kind of challenges and problems that audience has, and then really offer them practical solutions. You're going to have to become very familiar with their pain points and create ways to solve those problems. So that is at the heart of choosing your niche, no matter what it is. Is there a strong demand and interest for information on this topic? You really want to make sure that the demand is there. What's the competition in this niche? can I compete with the existing membership sites out there? Or if there are other sites out there just doing the same thing, where am I going to stand in that competition, and how can I set myself apart? Again, when you choose your niche, how much time am I ready to invest in researching and keeping up with the news and updates in this specific niche from here on out? Because things evolve, and these audiences, if you're going to, a membership site is a dynamic, living, breathing thing. And if you're, as the very niche itself evolves, you're going to need to stay tuned into the news, how it affects those members, and that's going to take time, or you're going to have to pay somebody to do that for you. Now, here's a big one. Can I create content in this niche consistently? Because at this point, consistency is the game plan. You need to keep delivering that value all the time, consistently, and build on it. Your members need to trust that you are their go-to person on this niche. So you're going to have to be able to spend the time, spend the focus, or pay somebody to do it, put it in your budget, make sure it's part of your success strategy, that it's going to take time to create the content in this niche, and ask yourself the question, am I going to do it, or is somebody else going to do it? And this last question here, is there already an audience willing to pay the membership fees? This is really a great question to ask before you start laying those bricks with your virtual bricks and cement and mortar and building those walls. Is there an audience willing to pay the membership fees? And I would say yes, there is. The trick is finding them and then helping them solve their problems. So now let's talk about how we can create solution-based, in-demand products. Now, I really wanted to emphasize that. Remember, we're looking for solution-based, in-demand products that we're offering in a membership vehicle. And of course, at the top of the list, it always comes to mind online courses and education. And oh my goodness, what a niche that is. It has just exploded, especially the last year. So we do know that that is alive and well. We also have other really, just to give you a little bit, thinking outside the box. I don't want you to just get stuck on one type of idea that I have to put together a course, although that's probably my favorite, and have a membership site like that. No, there's plenty of other membership ideas, solution-based products out there. How about, this is really huge, and I'm totally out of my element in it, but I'm fascinated by it. How about just live broadcasting, webinars, and gaming? My goodness, I had no idea that it was as big a deal as it is until recently. And it just like, there are people making a lot of residual monthly income just by having a membership site playing games. Now they have some, and they have audience. I couldn't believe it. I really was fascinated that that's kind of the thing, I think, with kids. They just go in and hang out and watch their favorites play the game, and they join these membership sites to do that and get tips. So there's another in-demand, a solution-based in-demand product. They give all kinds of tips about how to crack the code and everything like that. So the live broadcasting and webinar aspect, as far as a solution-based in-demand product, I think is a really wowzer, especially with our webinar platform. If you have a membership area and you're giving this value out constantly and broadcasting, especially with Builderall, that is just something that I think a lot of businesses, maybe they wouldn't want to broadcast every day, but create a broadcast just for a specific topic once a week. Whatever it is, this live broadcasting and webinar idea, I think, is a product, an in-demand, solution-based product whose time has really, really come, especially right now. There are a lot of people, for many different reasons, looking for ways to get their message out, and we've got that ability here with Builderall in the webinar. We also have, this is great, hiring and job listing boards. I talk to entrepreneurs all the time that are really having trouble finding the people that they need to fill positions in their jobs. And with our directory and all of and our email marketing, creating a membership site for employers to join, and then also have people looking for work join, and marrying them together is a great solution-based in-demand product. Quite doable with Builderall too. And of course, we always have the VIP club, or any kind of a club. I'm amazed that people love joining clubs, and that's because we are human beings that love community, and we thrive in community, and we like to gather, and we've had those challenges this past year, and our online clubs and memberships have really helped mitigate that natural tendency that we have as human beings to come together in community, celebrate, and also learn together, whatever it is. But clubs, any kind of a club, whether it's a poker club or a soccer club or a golf club, these are great solution-based in-demand ideas for your membership area. And then, of course, dating membership sites. It is a huge market. So don't discount things like that. And we can build those right here in Builderall with all of the amazing tools that we have. It's just amazing. Now, I'm saying that what I'm saying here, I want you to focus on, now that you know and have an idea about your niche, make sure that you create a solution-based product that's in demand. And these 5 are not the only in-demand product ideas out there. There are many more where that came from. So think outside the box and realize that there are many different ways of solving those problems that the customers or your members are really needing to solve, that are their pain points. Now let's talk about the strategy and goals creating that successful membership site around your passion, because that's important. You're going to want to conduct your market research. Is there a demand for what you want to offer? That's a big question. The next step, you're going to be your strategy from this point forward. It may not be all of this process, but once you've done your market research there and you know that there's a demand for it, the next step is to create your MVP, your minimum viable product. You may have a great idea for this amazing site that you want to deliver and build, but create the minimum viable product first. Create that smaller version of the membership site that you have in mind. And then build a landing page for that MVP, for that minimal viable product, and promote that minimum viable product first. I'm not saying spend a huge amount of money on this at this stage advertising about your membership site. This is like a pre-launch test. Build your landing page, promote that landing page, and then study the analytics and see how this MVP is performing. It's always, you have to get that information first before you go into a full-blown launch. So don't be afraid to just build that first MVP landing page first, bring some people in and study what happens. Just don't forget to track it. And thankfully, we are so lucky we can track just about anything we want to track with Builderall, whether it's through a tag, whether it's through the CRM. There's so much ability to know what's going on. We can use the heat map and see where they're clicking. Pay attention to how your MVP is performing first. And then it's just a matter of rinse and repeat. If it doesn't work the first time, do not give up. Don't give up. Just tweak it. Keep experimenting with that minimal viable product and keep at it until it does. Because if you keep at it and you're paying attention and you're doing your research and you are passionate and you are committed, it will happen. You will have the information and you'll just keep getting better and better. And eventually you're going to have the right combination. Then it's all about building the value. Once you have the numbers and the funnels and everything working and you know what your product is right, then it's a matter of building the value and continuing to create that content and build the value and keep those members firmly entrenched and happy to be paying you that membership fee for the rest of the life of the program. Because don't forget, remember, Keck talked about it yesterday, membership sites are valuable assets. There's a lot of work that goes into a membership site, yes. And a well-run membership site is going to generate a lot of income. So they're a great asset. Take the time, build the value, and you can create a membership site around your passion and keep it as long as you like, pass it on to your family, or sell it at some point. So I think that's just about all I had. Yeah, that was it. So I'm going to call my team back in here with me.
Great job, Terry.
All right. Yeah, that's great.
You know, I had to notice right away. I love this template that you're using, this slide, this presentation. It's beautiful. When you started it, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. It's beautiful.
Good.
That is really nice.
Lots of great information. People are
if you could
chomping
stop
at the
sharing.
bits.
Are they? I haven't been, I'm having a little trouble seeing at times on my other monitor, so I haven't seen the chat. And I don't know if we have any questions or anything like that, but
yeah, let me just say that thank you, Terry. Thank you. And first off, thanks for putting in the chat where you're from. We have people from Slovenia, South Africa, Australia, New York, Florida, Jamaica, Germany, Canada, wow, all over the world. So we're glad to be
Isn't it
part of
exciting?
this global community. Exactly. And I saw a couple comments that I just want to pass on to you, Terry, about how refreshing it is to see in a training like this, the trainer point out the potential negatives or downsides you need to think of, because you don't get that in many digital marketing trainings because they're always trying to sell you something, right? And we're just trying to really train you. And I love the format of these are the questions you need to ask yourself before you pull the trigger and start, because it's so true. You can just start thinking, oh, well, I know how to build that, and just headlong start building. But you really want to ask yourself these important questions and think about it. So I really, really think this was so valuable to really dive deep into thinking about those things. And a lot of the comments are reflecting that too.
Well, good. I tell you, I've got several of those T-shirts that I should have listened to my own advice and mapped it out before I built it.
Yeah, exactly. We've been there, done that, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, who is up tomorrow and what's your topic?
I think, is it Gene?
I think so. He might be.
Oh, okay. Sorry
It's
about
Gene.
that. I put him on the spot there. I know he's driving. Keep your
Doing what
hands
we
on the
normally do.
wheel. That's
We're
right.
multitasking.
That's right. So, hey, you guys, we appreciate you guys being with us today. Come back tomorrow. Gene will be next up. And again, it's going to be noon Eastern Standard Time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Look forward to having you here. And I believe that's it, unless, team, you think of anything we need to mention.
Just build it
Okay.
with Builderall.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Until tomorrow at noon. Thanks again, Terry. And let's build it with Builderall.